Oh, how are we all this evening?
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. Come on, we can do better. How are we all? Yay! Yeah, that's what I like. Can you hear me up the back? Yes, good. That's some nods and waves. Okay, so the plan is that this is just going to go, hopefully, just play by itself. I don't really use slideshows very much, so the idea is it's just a bunch of pictures of stuff we've done over the last couple of years. I'm the founder of an organisation called We Are the Future. We run global summits and programmes around the world, and the purpose is to inspire and connect entrepreneurs. We started off as a kind of, oh good, it's working, as a project, and it kind of just grew arms and legs. And we used to just run a summit in Edinburgh every year. The idea is we'd bring together business leaders, they'd share their stories and their experiences, and we'd invite along the organisations that can support you to actually start or grow your business. They're all represented in the one room. We then got approached in, must have been 2014, 13 maybe, to start doing stuff internationally, which led us to San Francisco. We got invited to go out there and meet a bunch of people, and then we realised that actually there's so much potential out there that we wanted to expose UK entrepreneurs to the different ecosystems around the world. So we run a programme now. It's a UK-wide programme where we search for some of the best technology businesses in the UK, and then they get a free trip out to San Francisco and Silicon Valley. And for those of you that are not familiar with Silicon Valley is where kind of all the major technology firms are based. You've got Apple and Google and Facebook. And we managed to reach out to some of them and ask, can we take a bunch of entrepreneurs from the UK over, and will you meet with them? The programme is now moving into its third year, or our third trip, and we get to go and visit people like Apple and Google and Airbnb. And we kind of tour the startup ecosystem, the accelerators, the incubators, and then at the end of the week they get to pitch their businesses to Silicon Valley Bank. We also run programs right across the US. We run programs, kind of technology education event in Los Angeles. We do a lot of stuff in San Francisco. We ran a project recently earlier this year in Chicago to get entrepreneurs thinking about different kind of services and products that are available to them, as well as kind of inspiring them. This time last year, I was flying out to Abu Dhabi for the first time. We ran a global summit for young entrepreneurs there. So we do stuff kind of all over the world, and that's kind of it's kind of interesting and exciting to see how we can access this global market. People say to us all the time is, how are you able to do that then if you're based with a kind of small team in Scotland? And that leads us smoothly onto our kind of digital strategy and our approach. I should probably say is that we're a social enterprise. I actually don't really like the term social enterprise. I prefer social business, because I very much see us as a business that is socially motivated, socially conscious, and we care so much about that we built it into our kind of legal structure. But we need to make money and we need to sell things in order to do more socially powerful things and make a bigger impact. And so the way we're able to, so we've worked with about 4,000-ish entrepreneurs over the last 3 years. And the way that we communicate them with them is really important because they're spread over a wide geography. So we've got people in the West Coast US, we've got people in the Middle East, and then we've got a big community in the UK. And I'm a passionate believer that there are no rules to anything. So I don't think there's rules to how you should use social media. I probably jar with a lot of people who are social media or digital strategist experts, but that's the fun of running your own business. You get to kind of do what you want. So I totally believe in just going out there and communicating. And so an interesting example is that so when we first started our kind of digital strategy, we realized that we were tweeting and it was kind of interesting, but we weren't getting very much engagement. People didn't seem that interested in what we're doing, which we thought was really strange because when they come to our events, they're really engaged, they're really interested. So we we outsourced our social media, our digital strategy to a company. And that was interesting because essentially they did deliver. So they upped our kind of followers on Twitter, they increased their likes on Facebook, and we started seeing a little bit more engagement. But what we realised, and what we've done recently, only in the last 3 or 4 months, is we finally took all our digital strategy back in-house. Because it worked for a period of time, it was really, really valuable to building up this network and building up more engagement. But it was also because they weren't in our team, they couldn't see what we were doing every day, so it was quite generic. So they weren't that engaged with what we're actually doing as a team. And so we recently hired a community manager who manages all our kind of community engagement, including our digital strategy. And he's always telling me that I need to go up and take selfies with people when I'm out. So he would, if he was here, encourage me to take selfies with everyone in the room. Sadly, I don't really like taking selfies very much, and that's not really what, I'm not that comfortable saying to someone, hey, should we take a picture together? But what's been really great for us is I've managed to find someone who really just doesn't care, and he's able to do that, and he's able to be that annoying guy that comes up, so can we take a picture together? But what we've realised is actually that has had the strongest engagement. We put up a picture recently of me in the office, and he forced me to take this picture, and I was smiling, but I was crying inside as I took a picture of the whole team and all I said was, busy day in the WeAreTheFuture office. Put it on social media, we got so many hits, we got a bunch of likes, we got loads of people retweeting us, people commenting and responding to us. And what we realised is, was there any value in that just because they retweeted it and saw it? And so we started having a bit of an internal debate in the office, was it actually valuable just because people engaged? But what we then saw is that if we were then really engaging with stuff that was kind of personal, then people were more likely to also engage with the stuff where we're actually kind of communicating about real stuff if we've got an event coming up or we're doing a program. So this kind of personal voice has become really, really important for us. There's another interesting thing I was telling someone earlier today is that so LinkedIn has become this really powerful source for us. So earlier this year, we're asked to do a project in Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, but when someone says to you, hey, we want you to run a project for us out in Chicago, you say yes. So I said yes, knowing that I knew no one in Chicago, I knew no one, but that we had to get 100 entrepreneurs together in this building, and we had to run a program with them. So what we realised is that LinkedIn is this wonderful network of people all over the world. And all I had to do was go into the search bar, press advanced search, type in entrepreneur, Chicago, search, and suddenly I had all these lists of people who classify themselves as entrepreneurs. Now, experts may say that I should have written a really personalised message to every one of them, saying, hi Bob, hi John, hi Sally, blah, 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 blah. I ignored all that and just went connect to about 2,000 people. Loads of people will jar with that and they'll go, I wouldn't accept you because you didn't speak to me and I don't know you, I've never met you before. And a bunch of people did. A bunch of people ignored me completely. But about 1,000 other people connected with me. And otherwise, they just had no idea who we were. And we started to make really good use of tools and platforms. People mentioned them earlier today. So things like Buffer to schedule your tweets. We've used this thing called Crowdfire, which allows us to kind of search for organisations similar to us or other entrepreneurship organisations, and then just go copy their followers because they're more likely to engage with us. A bunch of tools out there you can use to try and engage with your audience as much as possible. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that you need to have something valuable to say. So as much as connecting with everyone, it's what you then do with that list and how you then communicate with them that becomes really important. We're fortunate enough to, this project was actually run with Virgin, so Virgin hired us to go out to Chicago to deliver this. This is a quote and kind of thing we put together, quite a generic quote by Richard Branson that he's put out loads of times. All we did is stick the Chicago Startup Summit logo on it, and then we started tweeting out, tagging Richard Branson in it, tagging Virgin in it, and we're really fortunate they've got a huge social media presence. So they retweet it, and it goes out to a bunch of people. An interesting thing that we didn't expect and didn't realise is that so Richard Branson attracts a variety of different people. Some people are really interested in his business stuff, and other people think that because you put his picture on it and they've retweeted it, that he's on the other end of the screen reading all the comments. So we ended up with a long list of some pretty crazy messages. Dear Sir Richard, I've got this amazing thing I want to tell you. Or, hey, please, will you arrange a private meeting with me and Mr. Branson? All this kind of stuff we had to kind of go through. But actually, that then encouraged more people to comment, and we got really, really strong engagement on the back of that. So I'm not going to speak for too much longer. I just wanted to say that I think that it's such a powerful opportunity to use your digital strategy to engage with people. Social media, I don't need to tell anyone how important social media and social digital engagement is. But what's really interesting is that you can engage with people across platforms, across geographies, and you realise that there's a whole bunch of people who are actually really interested in what you've got to say, but they won't know that, and you don't know that until you go out and find them. Thanks very much.